Hello and welcome to the DEB Generation, the newly formed gaming channel. We may use Movie Maker, but we're trying here. What can I say? Either way, you're not here to hear me ramble on about our channel. You're here for the new Dragon Valley map and its simple tips and tricks. First off, let me say this. This map may not be new, for it was a map in Battlefield 2, signified by the loading screen's number 2 in the left-hand corner. This is true, but of course changes have been made to fit Battlefield 4. The small temple on the top of the hill has been transformed into a large temple. This temple is more like a gathering point for a massacre, with its open area and its side stairs and walkways. People will always fight here. Now otherwise, the map really hasn't changed much, and you still have your repairable bridges. Yay! Well, with the hill temple I bring my first tip. So, number 1. The temple, Objective H, is not your main priority. Many people go to this objective because it's the most prevalent one, only to realize that, oh crap, we're down 200 tickets. There's no recovering from something like that. The enemy has 378 tickets and you have 160. Well, what did they do different? Oh yeah, they distracted your whole team at H while they captured every other objective. Oh, but don't worry, that sniper sitting at the top of hill near C was sniping at birds. Anyways, don't be that team trying to capture H the whole time. I would recommend moving from F to D and then to C. This brings us to number 2. While doing the routine path to these 3 objectives, there's going to be bridges. Well, unless you want your lovely tank friend to drown or have to go all the way around, I would recommend that you repair these bridges. Don't be this guy, however. The bridges are above water, and when destroyed provide rubble to hide or at least be protected by. Jump in the water and use those swimming skills to your use and repair that bridge without the enemy knowing. There, your tank is safe from drowning. Alright, these tips are about to get a little bit longer. Anyways, on to tip number 3. If you are hellbent on taking H and you have listened to tip number 1, your next objective should be G. If you don't have G when you're taking H, it's almost pointless. The enemy is spawning at your doorstep and you can only hold them off for so long. Plus, if the enemy has both H and G, they're basically spawning right next to you. Spawning at B means you still have to cross the water and run up the steps. Unless the enemy is dumb, they already have the area covered. To take G, you want to have F, D, and C to form a base that the enemy at G can't defend from. After capturing G, it's your job to go after H. Tip number 4. If you're going to head for H, you better have a strong offensive. You want to keep some of your men at G to give you cover fire as you head to H. Make sure, however, these are not the same guys that sit and shoot birds. Well, now that you have your cover fire, make sure that your squad has 2 medics, 2 supports, and 1 engineer. If you have a squad of 2, medics and supports are key. If you go in as a lone wolf, I would actually stick with support because you're going to use a lot of ammo. Every blueberry at H is going to be laying down fire at the walkways, and if you aren't there with your ammo, they will run out. This is a good way to earn points as well. Secondly, stick to the sides of the building. Vehicles can roam around here, but they're dumb if they try to. The enemy will almost always likely expect you to come through the back doors and the side doors. If you are getting your suppressive fire from G, however, this should not be a problem. If it is, though, make your way to the front. If you have G, the enemy will focus on the G side, not the B side. You won't have to walk up the steps either. And everyone is facing the other way, so they're a good target for you. Don't mistake this as you can spawn at B, though. Seriously, don't do that. Tip number 5. Our last tip for this map has to do with the capture of H and how to defend it. Do not protect H as much as you would think, for tip 1 is still in effect. If tip 1 is done and you're sure that your bases are secure, defend H and keep that enemy team distracted. If you did all these steps, your enemy will be looking for revenge. To defend, I'd recommend that you make sure the walkways are monitored well and you have to take position on the roof of the temple. The enemy won't expect you up there most of the time and you'll be the battlefield's Batman. After taking out a couple of enemies, they will begin to check the rooftops with their snipers' maps and other things, so watch out. It would probably be wise to defend on the ground for a while until you win. Well, there you have it. These are the DEB's tips to make sure that your team comes out successful on Battlefield's new map, Dragon Valley. If this helped at all, click that like button gently. If it didn't, leave a nice comment saying how much you hate us for wasting your time. We'll love you anyway. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the new year.